as a veteran, small business owner, what can we do for you?
What we can all do for all veteran business owners is promote each other.
My main mission was to look at tools of technology to leverage small business and give them more of a competitive advantage.
My mission for Veteran Bargains is very simple: to help vets.
That story in itself, to run for Vista City Council, is a journey.
I think this is an opportunity to really collaborate with those gone before us.
It's really kind of a labor of love.
And now your host.
Welcome to the Chamber of Veterans radio show. I am so delighted to welcome our guest today, Tami Molina, who is with White Label Marketing. She is, I'm going to get more into that, but I appreciate that you're all tuning in. I know that you're on Twitter, on LinkedIn, Amazon Live, and of course, our podcast listeners. So we appreciate you and your service. This is the Veterans Radio Show, and without you, we would not be able to bring this segment. So hit that subscribe button and please share this episode with another veteran, and let's hear your thoughts in the comments during the show. But of course, we invite you to do that afterwards as well. So we love seeing your questions come in for our guests and get them answered live. So let's get to it. Welcome, Tami. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
You're very, very welcome. Yeah, we're excited to learn more about what you do, how you're helping our community. So can you tell us a little bit about how you're related to the military community?
Actually, it's funny. I have a lot of different connections to the veteran and military community, going back generations. And I guess my story is probably the same as a lot of other people's. You know, my grandfather was in the Navy. He was, when he retired from the Navy, then he went into civil service. My father did a tour in Korea. And my husband was in the military, in the Army as well. It's just, so it's a history, a family history. And so it's just something I feel very comfortable with. I grew up saying, yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. So I just feel super comfortable in that environment and around people who just, to me, they exemplify self-sacrifice. And I'm a Christian, so that's, to me, is something that I just applaud and love about the military and our veterans. They're heroes. And so I love participating in any way I can. And so it's kind of, I would say a lot of how I've been connected is just my heart connection through my family.
Yeah. And you know what? Thank you very much for always supporting all of your military family members, because without the support of our family members, we would not have been able to serve. And that means a lot, because I think that a lot of times we tend to forget how impactful and valuable your support is, and also having to adjust your entire lives just so that we can continue to serve. So thank you so much. So tell me a little bit, how did your military experience, or, since you were supporting family members, how did that help you launch your business?
Well, so my husband, like I said, was in the Army, but that was before he and I met. So I don't actually have the experience of being a military spouse, but as the spouse of a veteran, I just know that that's something that's always been super important to him, is giving back to the veteran community, giving back into the military, helping people with transition, because it was something that he really struggled with when he transitioned back to civilian life. And so because of the things that are on his heart, just wanting to come alongside him and help him, that's what's kind of branched that out. And he's also very entrepreneurial. He's always starting businesses and starting programs and things. So for me, that is inspiring. I mean, when you're around somebody who's always creating things, it gives you that kind of sense of like, oh, maybe I could create something too. And so I think, just that kind of inspiration and I think that's pretty much what kind of launched that idea anyway. I mean, it's been more work than I thought it would be. It wasn't just like this art of inspiration idea. It would kind of ended up being a lot of work too. So
Yeah, I can relate. I can relate because sometimes we have all these ideas and you're like, it should be easy. And then you start working into it and you're like, whoa, I got into something that, more than what I expected. And to your point about, seeing your spouse, your partner doing something that inspires you. And that's the beauty of sometimes when you have that right partner, they help you grow by challenging yourself in ways that you probably wouldn't have had you not met them and had you not seen all of their achievements. So in regards to your business, like you were saying, it's a lot, right? And everybody knows not everybody can be an entrepreneur because it takes special dedication. So what challenges have you faced in your business so far?
I think probably the same challenges that anybody faces, the fears of launching out into something new and not having the safety net of a structure, not having the safety net of a paycheck, I've been like, one of the things that you mentioned, Dally, was just the support. And I feel like my husband is so supportive of anything that I want to try, anything that, I think is going to, rock my world. He's all about it. And I just love that. And I think that gave me freedom to try things that might've been a little bit more scary at first. Plus, because my husband is very involved in business, it is a great sounding board. So every time I would kind of run into struggles or troubles or whatever, I could kind of bounce my ideas. In fact, actually, myself and both of my daughters and my son-in-law are all extremely entrepreneurial. And we always end up going back to my husband, asking, his thought about our ideas, and so I think that's, I think that's something that actually made it more possible for me. But the struggle of, the unknown, of fear, of insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's just a level of insecurity. I think all of us have it. I mean, I don't know, maybe some people are just out there, but for me, just how I'll be received and feeling like maybe I don't know enough to launch out into this new business, because when you first start out in something, you're not the expert, and so you have to get experience to be the expert. And when you start a business, you have to be the expert before you get the experience. Sometimes it seems like, and so, or at least I think that's what we think. And so
I agree. Yeah. And I think that we don't realize how much we know. So we kind of reduce even that, I mean, we know we don't know everything, but what we do know, we're like, but it's not enough. But so here I am asking everything about your business, but I haven't asked exactly what is your business? How are you helping? Yeah. Tell us about white label marketing.
Well, okay. So white label marketing is let's see. So, I mean, obviously it's social media management. We do that for people. We manage social media, but it's morphed. It started out for me that I wanted to have my own business that was online and that, I could do wherever I was. I'm a grandma. And so I like to be able to go and watch my grandchildren and spend the day with them. And so being able to have a business that was more flexible just really appealed to me. And as I got out there and started trying to get business, of course, it's challenging and all that stuff. But what ended up happening was I started thinking, because like I said, my husband's very involved in the veteran community. And what I started thinking was, how amazing would this business be for a military spouse? Because I think, I have challenges because I want to go watch my grandchildren, but they have the challenges of constantly moving from one base to another. And I was at an event and talking to a military spouse who her husband, was getting ready to retire. She said she had moved 15 times.
Wow.
And I thought, oh my goodness, like for her to have any kind of continuity or anything. And I thought, oh my gosh, this would be a great business because it's online. And when you start working for somebody, you know, as their social media consultant, you don't have to lose that client if you move away. Your relationships just ends up being a little bit more online, but all the work that you were doing for them was already online anyway. So the work that you do for them is still very valid wherever it is that you go. And so it was something that I felt like military spouses could build on. And so that ended up attaching us to the chamber, the Veterans Chamber of Commerce. And we actually formed a partnership with the Veterans Chamber of Commerce to start producing, actually what we did was we created an incubator for military spouses and stay-at-home moms after the pandemic and the lockdowns. And I know we're not really quite finished with all of that yet, but once people really kind of got back to like, hey, I need to get my life back, and people realized that stay-at-home moms were the most impacted by the lockdowns and the lack of work. And so anyway, so that we started the incubator to be able to help military spouses and stay-at-home moms start their own social media business. And so it's kind of morphed into that, which I actually do a lot more training and coaching now of people who are starting their own business than actually doing social media myself.
Oh, wow. I really like that, because that's definitely a need, especially because during this pandemic, I think a lot of people discovered, hey, I really don't want to stay here at this 9 to 5 place where I have to come in and I can't enjoy myself like all the other people who get to, you know, balance out their telework time. So you're helping a lot of people. And like you said, that person that moved 15 times, I just could not. I mean, I was military. I didn't move that many times. I can't imagine having to do that with children and a whole household worth, you know, full of household items. It's just a huge monumental task, on top of having to worry about how am I going to further my career or maintain a job. So I love what you're doing, because you're providing the jobs. I'm sure you're hiring people too. And then you're teaching people how to start their own jobs, which is huge. And I think that's also a way of the future. So do you have any type of events coming up or programs that you'd like us to know about so people can reach out?
Yeah, actually, we're going to provide the website, and on our website, it actually mentions, it has the information about the incubators, and then also the next incubator will be starting in January. And we worked, the first incubator that we did, we worked really closely with Blue Star families. And so it was really like almost all the class was military spouses. And I think, you know, of course, as you're going through, there are people that at first are just thinking about it. And then by the time you get done with the incubator, it's really the people who really want to start a business. And we ended up, out of 6 people who fully completed the incubator, 4 of them started their own businesses, and 3 of them have already received contracts.
Oh, that's great.
Which was amazing. And so, and we worked. So one of the things about this incubator that's so interesting, and we've actually started one in cooperation with the Oceanside Chamber of Commerce here in California, and also working with SCORE, using their counselors. But one of the special things about this incubator is the hand-holding. Because it's an incubator, it's coaching. It's really taking people step by step. There's a ton of resources that we provide completely free to, which is one of the reasons why the chamber wanted to coordinate with us and work with us, is because everything that we provide to the military spouse is free until they start making money. And so all the coaching, all of the hand-holding, all of the resources, everything's free. And then once they actually are able to get their contracts and start making money, then from that, then they're able to pay out of what they make. And so, so it's designed to be helpful to them, and to nobody's trying to make money off of them, but just to help them get their business started, and to give them all of the coaching and the tools and the backup. Because I mean, that's sometimes like I said, the things that you struggle with, the insecurities and the feeling like you don't know enough, if you have an expert in your corner who's willing to meet with you over the phone and say, okay, this is what you need to do, and this is how you do that, and this is how you handle that kind of a campaign, and giving them the resources and teaching them how to walk through it. And then, of course, our social media platform is actually multi-channel. So from one location, they can post out to, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, all from one location. And so it saves them time, but it also helps them do things like social deals and coupons and things like that. So it helps them know how to provide to their client the different services. So, and we have training videos for everything. And all of it, like I said, is just free to help them get going with their business.
And it is such a gift to be able to work with you, because we have, as you know, like hundreds, well, actually thousands of people who tune in and have registered for our newsletter. So there's a lot of opportunity for them to continue to learn more about you. Can you share with us your website so that people can check you out?
Sure. Yeah. I think I did see that it was put up on that by Jimmy. I think it was put up there. So it's whitelabelmarketing.solutions rather than like .com or whatever. So it's .solutions. And in there's a whole page about the business incubators and the different stuff. And then also all the contact information. There's a contact form right on every page. So they can kind of see what we do and the different things that we offer too. And I mean, we're happy to work with people. We've just been finding how amazing it is to be able to work alongside other people. It feels even more rewarding than just doing social media yourself, is helping somebody else start their business. It's a really good feeling.
Yeah, I love that. It's incredible because you're already helping them so much by implementing that part of pay later. Because most people, sometimes the fact that they don't have the seed funding for whatever it is they want to do, that is where they just like, oh, nope, I can't do it because I don't have the money. But they don't have to worry about that with you. And the fact that you're providing the mentorship, the classes, and all you expect from them is dedication and commitment, that's beautiful. That's amazing. So I'm going to pivot just a little bit and just ask you, because this is something huge, right? What you've created. So what would you tell your younger self that you know now?
Don't feel like you have to have it all together. Take some risks. It'll be fun and it'll be worth it.
Absolutely. So right. Because I would tell myself the same thing. I mean, I think all of us would tell ourselves more than one thing, but that would definitely be one of the things I would say. And lastly, how can we support you more?
Honestly, I mean, I would say just letting, because of the sense of fulfillment in helping these military spouses, honestly, I would just say, let mil spouses know that this is out there. I mean, they have so many training options. A military spouse is one of the busiest people you'll ever meet in your whole life, because they've got crazy training stuff available to them, and plus all the managing of their home and all that stuff. But just letting them know it's out there, and if it's something that will help them and make their quality of life better and help make their families more satisfying and enjoyable, I'm all about that. And so I guess to me, that would be the thing that would help me the most, would be to help me do what I do best, and that's coach people who want to start a business. So
exactly. Yeah. There's nothing more powerful than our social currency that we have nowadays. I mean, sharing anything like this video or your link to your website, or just saying, hey, I know of this lady who does this. That's the best thing that we can do if we're not going to be the ones to take advantage of this. So we have our founder, Joe, coming in. He just wants to share a few words. So let me see. We're going to wait for him. Oh, I'm sorry. No, he's not coming. Sorry. Usually he does. But he has done such a great job bringing people like you and everybody else to share these messages. So last question. What is next for you and your organization?
I think right now we're just really perfecting the incubator. Like I said, we had the first incubator was only just over the summer, and just kind of finding that groove to be able to help and to really launch people out. I mean, that's really the goal, right? Is not just to offer something, but to really help people through that thing. And so I think that's really what's next. I mean, just honestly. Oh, and what I'd love to do is I'm a trainer, and so I love training people, and I love training people who want to train other people. And so one of our star students from the first incubator, I want to train her to start being one of our trainers when we do our incubators, because she's amazing. And I feel like, just because I mean, I have the perspective of a business owner, I have the perspective of being the spouse of a veteran, but she's actually a milspouse. And so I feel like she just would be able to connect with the students in the incubator even more, their participants. And she's just an amazing person. And she just really overcame so much to be able to start her business. And so it was just really exciting. And so I'd like to see, I guess that would be kind of next, is like, okay, how can I raise up the next group that's going to be teaching? That would be kind of fun for me. So,
yeah, I can relate with that. I have a passion for teaching, and I think that's why I became a coach. So we have a question from Laura. Why did you select this business industry?
Because it's up and coming. I mean, Facebook is right now, I think it's at 3.8 billion people around the world are using Facebook. LinkedIn, like, it's just, social media is really in so many ways how we communicate now. And so to see, I'm a communicator, I'm a trainer, this is what I'm made to do. I just feel it. And so being able to take something that is everywhere, and I think I didn't choose to start doing the incubators. That just sort of, just fell into my lap. It wasn't really anything that but social media itself, I just thought, oh, well, that's not going anywhere. And so it feels like job security, because there's always new people trying to get in on what's going on, and being able to help those businesses, and being able to help, especially after the pandemic. I think businesses just really want to get in, and really get back to business and get back to where they were before. So,
yeah. Oh, I love that. And you're right. Sometimes as you're working hard on your business, something unexpected happens, which becomes a huge asset. And Rachel Morris Russell says, great job, Tami. I appreciate what you do for the community. Could you please share your website again?
Awesome. I think Jimmy is the one who has that. Yeah. So there it is. It's www.whitelabelmarketing.solutions.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Tami, so much. I'm just going to recap. So we spoke about your background and how well connected you are. Like, you had so many family members in your in the military, as well as your partner, your spouse, which is what led you to create this business of helping military moms, military just people, dependents that have to move around, and providing them with training through white label marketing, with learning how to be their own business owners. And it's just such a gift what you've created, and you've partnered up with us. So if you need more information, reach out to Tami at whitelabelmarketing.solutions. All right. So thank you once again, Tami. And that's all the time we have for today on the Veterans Radio Show. Join us next Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific. And thank you so much for joining us. But most importantly, thank you for your service.